Welcome to the Black Men Think podcast. If this is your first time here, know that the views and opinions expressed by the Black Men Think podcast are those of the Black Men Think podcast and not the individual members. With that being said, we're about to be unapologetically, undeniably black. Enjoy.
Yeah, man. No, I'm saying though, no, for real, I kid you not, bro. You are to this day the only person that I've ever seen take peanut butter and jelly, put it in a cup and mix it up, and then put it on their sandwich. And like I said, like as funny as it is, it's understandable, right? Because we did that in school. You know what I'm saying? So but it's just funny because you're the only person that I've ever seen do that in my life. I still.
We didn't do it in the school. The lunchroom blazer did it in school. That's how I first found out about it.
Gotcha.
I'm like, man, putting the peanut butter on the bread. And man, if you got some thick peanut butter, bro, it's gonna tear the bread up, man. But if you mix it in with the jelly, bro, secret sauce, boy, mix it in, easy spread. Actually, I think they sell it. Like that, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I know they have the peanut butter and jelly, like, both in one container or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think you can get it mixed in. Yeah. It's just a smoother spread, man.
No, bro. Like I said, it makes sense. And once again, like, you are the only person to this day that I've ever seen do that. And I this question comes from because, like, we're talking about something that earlier today I hit Corey and was like, hey, bro, like, do you still mix your peanut butter and jelly together before you make a sandwich? And he still, he answers say he still does. So it was just funny, man. That was like a little trip down memory lane. For those that don't know, Corey and I, like, we grew up together. Like, we went to high school together, but we were college roommates. And this is one thing that used to stand out. Like, Corey would... Saturday morning, trying to get a little, not even morning.
That's that quick snack.
That's that quick snack, man. Corey, get it. And I'm gonna trip you out, bro. You used to mix it in like a little, it was like a little brown mug or something like that.
A little mug. There you go, man. You can't get one too deep because your spoon might, you know what I'm saying? You got to get one, a cup that's not too large.
Gotcha.
And the key is, let me see if I can remember. I haven't had it in a while. The key is you don't want to put too much jelly. Well, I guess it just depends on how you like it. Once you get it, once you do it, after a while, if you've never done it, you'll get it, you'll get a down pat on how you should, how much you want of jelly and how much you want of peanut butter.
So I'm gonna tell you here, this is an exclusive, right? This is a Black Man Think exclusive. I tried that today for the first time in my life. I did it. I did it.
You did it?
Yeah.
Bro, you didn't tell me, man. How was it? What was it?
No, you know what?
Did you get a girl? Did the girl try it?
No. This was a solo mission, bro. I did this by myself. It was just me. I made me peanut butter jelly.
Okay.
So, it was straight. It was straight. I think I may have had like a little bit too much jelly. Actually, no, I had more peanut butter than jelly because even though I didn't know what you just said, I thought about. I was like, man, if I put too much jelly in here, it's gonna come out a little bit different. So yeah, bro, it was straight. I did it. I tried it first time, man. But
hey, trial and error, man. You'll get it right. Hey, I don't think you're going back, man. It's just something about when you. It's just the peanut butter, and when you eat it, the jelly is gonna kind of it just don't go down right for me.
No.
Ever since I got hooked from that came from I learned that from school, man. It just make you eating that reminds me of
straight field trip.
Yeah, field trip, bro. Now that you just took me down another lane. Those sack lunches, bro. Man, I'll never forget sack lunches, bro. We used to get these fruit snacks. Fruit snacks used to be so good, man.
Mm-hmm.
It just, I don't know, man. It's just a lot of stuff, especially if you had school lunch, like it just, bro. I remember when they had when they had chili and you had cheese toast. I don't know if they had that at your elementary school.
Yeah.
That was one.
So hold on one second.
I can go to my school. Wendy's
So
chicken sandwich.
yeah, so before you get too deep, here's the I just got one question. What is the one thing that you miss the most about growing up? And let's go down this lane real quick.
And man, it's hard. It's hard to say just one, man. It just all right. We can start with just the school lunch. If you want too bougie to bring your own lunch, or you don't eat your school lunch. You don't eat. Some people don't like the school lunch. I don't know about now, but I know today, man, it was just like the peanut butter and jelly, the sack lunches, field trips. You already know you're getting a sack lunch.
Oh yeah.
Man, I remember when the chocolate milk used to be in a little pouch. You remember they
With
tried that for a while?
with
It
the
was like
yellow
in a
straw.
little plastic pouch.
With the yellow straw.
Right, with the yellow straw, man. Um, Let me see. High school, bro. I remember Wendy's chicken sandwich. You went to Central
On
during our
Wednesday.
time, when they were serving that Wendy's chicken sandwich. The
When the
Wendy's
chicken
chicken
sandwich.
sandwich, bro, the chocolate chip cookies they
Yep.
used chocolate chip cookies they used to sell, man. And that was back when let me see, Fruitopia was popular then.
Yep.
The
Fruitopia.
drink, yeah,
You used to go in with a dollar and 50
yeah.
cents, bro. You get
It
a
just break
Fruitopia and a 50 cent
right.
the cookie for 50 cents.
Them chocolate chip
They used to
cookies,
be like super soft too,
yeah,
though, bro. Like
yeah. They used to be if you catch them at the right time, man.
yeah.
Yeah, but as far as that, I mean, that's just like I'm trying to think if it's something. What do I miss the most about growing up? I think one of the main things is music in general. I saw somebody had on a shirt something recently. It was something. If it's not, it was either shirt. It was something along the lines of if it's not 90s R&B music, I don't want it. And I thought about that, and I was like, man, yeah, the music today is definitely not like the music, in the 90s. And of course, people coming up in the 70s and 80s are gonna say the same thing,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
the music in the 90s is not like the 70s, 80s. But I just did think that that was just a time when we were growing up, and you hear those songs now, it's just some classical, no, not classical, but the longevity of that 90s music is just it's just different.
I got you. You know, the funny thing is, because I do agree with that somewhat, but also I'm just coming to realize that, like you said, our parents said the same thing about the music in the 70s and the 80s, right? And we say the same thing about the music in the 90s and the 2000s. And the kids are saying, like, no, bro, it's like the 2000s and 20s and the 2010s. And really, it's just where we're getting older, right? So, like, when we get older, I mean, I'll speak for myself. I can't speak for you. I'll speak for myself. I'm at that point now, bro, where I like what I like. It is what it is. Like now, I can appreciate when something new come out,
Hmm.
and it's not like I don't listen to something new. But at this point, like I have the artists that I really rock with, and if they come out with something new, I'm rocking with them, and I'll check out their album. I'll buy their album or whatever, stream their album. But if you like real new, it has to remind me of something that I like already. You know what I mean? I know that might be
I
bad or
got you.
whatever, but like if my favorite group is Outkast, everybody know that. So if I hear something that reminds me of Outkast, I'm gonna gravitate towards them as a new artist, right? But it is what it is, bro. Like I like what I like, so I don't think anything wrong with that. I'll say for me, what I really and truly miss about like growing up is the freedom that I didn't know that I had, right? And what I
Hmm.
mean by that is like everybody here that's listening as an adult know that once you become an adult, the clock starts ticking of bills need to be due, and you know, uh
Yeah,
it's like it becomes like this rat race.
things just ain't fun anymore.
Yeah, yeah, and don't get me wrong, like we can have
Yeah.
fun as adults because there's definitely opportunity, like being able to travel the world and go to these nice restaurants and things of that nature. Like that's there, but you know, when you like a teenager, bro, and like you really don't have any care in the world, like you go in and go to school and you might go to your little part-time job and hang out with your friends. That's pretty much it. like you don't have any real cares of the world. I think we took that time so for granted, trying to rush to like be grown and get out the house. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Now I've been that way for a while, man. Like, man, I can't wait till I get grown and be
Hmm.
an adult and all that. Not realizing like, yeah, more responsibility come with that.
100%.
Like once I knew that, yeah, you don't get that sympathy. Oh, now he's just a teenager, just a child. It was like maybe halfway through college, you start getting that, oh, you grown man now.
Yeah, you grown.
That feel from people. You don't get you don't get that sympathy, that pass no more. So it was
Hmm.
like that, and that really hit you, man. The good thing about us going to Georgia State and living in the village, man, it's like it forces you to be really an adult compared to if we were going to a traditional college.
Right.
You got dorms and you have a meal plan and all that stuff. Even though you could have had a meal plan at Georgia State, I think they had meal plans. I can't remember, but
Yeah, they did, but
like
it
us
really,
living away from campus, basically,
no, you
yeah,
good.
it's not like the traditional, the traditional,
Right.
yeah, the traditional meal plan. But yeah, that kind of helped us a lot in that transition to becoming an adult. But it just you don't, man. You honestly you don't realize it, man, until you actually are grown and out here paying bills and working, and you like, man.
Hey, it
But
hit
hey,
you.
that's how it is.
Right, right. Yeah, it'll hit you. It'll hit you quick too when you realize you start looking around. It's like, man, hold up. Like rent, mortgage due next week. Like I feel like I just paid it. You know what I mean? It's just like all the bills and everything just keep rolling
Right,
around. And the
right.
thing is, the truth of the matter is, bro, like no matter how financially responsible you are, there is some type of bill that's gonna come around. Like I'll give you the perfect example. My
Yeah.
foot had been hurting, right? And so I was like, man, you know what? I need to go to the doctor. Like, let me go and get this checked out. And so I already had like a yearly appointment. So I told my doctor, I was like, yeah, my foot been hurting. So she referred me to a podiatrist. So I went to the podiatrist, got an x-ray on my foot,
Hmm.
and the report that came back was like a long list of stuff that basically said like, bro, you got extremely flat feet, and the tendon that holds up
Hmm.
your arch, that gives you that arch support, is weak at this point, right? And there's a long name for it. I wish I can remember exactly what it is. I can get paperwork and tell you, but the tendon that holds up my ankle is weakening, is loose, and is possibly partially torn or whatever. And so I was like, okay, cool. So he gave me this brace. It's in here somewhere. I gave me a brace. I got it over here somewhere. Gave me this brace, so I got to wear had to wear this brace for a couple of weeks. Went back to the follow up appointment. I was like, yeah, my foot, wearing the brace, everything is, I'm not really hurting as much. And he recommended like, oh well, you should look into getting an orthopedic, like a an insole, like a custom insole, basically. And we
Oh yeah.
talked about the pricing of it and all of that. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, hold on, I feel like I'm like getting robbed right now, like because the thing about it, like with
Hmm.
insurance, and it could just be like my insurance just is not, it could be that I just don't have the best insurance or whatever. I think I have a pretty decent one, but you know, certain when you're dealing with certain specialists, it's not really considered a emergency type situation, or it's not like a preventative type thing. So it's like it's a specialist. Like you go in there to get things. So
Right.
insurance companies are
Yeah.
covering.
Yeah.
You know. So I got here go my brace right here. This is my brace, right? So that brace there, this is you're looking at like almost a $200 brace, right? It's not worth $200 in my opinion. I feel like I could have
Yeah.
got.
I was about to say a couple $100.
Yeah, like I could have got that brace probably like $50 somewhere, being realistic. But okay, it cost me. I think it cost me like 150 for that brace. Then it was like, well, the custom insole is gonna run you about $600, and I was looking at him like, man, hold up, bro. Like, I'm
You
like, y'all are
you
not.
getting a new foot or something?
I'm like, bro, like, don't get me wrong. I completely understand, but at the same time, I'm like, I came here to get you told me what's wrong with my foot. And so basically, you essentially told me like, man, I got flat feet. Because I have flat feet, I'm gonna always have problems, right? That it just. And I was like, man, I'm 37. I have flat feet all my life,
Mhm.
type thing. And I'm like, bro, like, oh. And he was like, well, and you're gonna have to get these replaced pretty much like every 2 to 3 years. So I'm looking at, man, hold up, is this something that I really need? And I'm like, I don't work a job to where I got to be on my feet all day. I pretty much only on my feet like a lot when I'm working out on playing golf. So I'm like, I'm gonna wear the brace when I'm working out or playing golf, and then I'm just going like, because I
Yeah,
haven't you like
yeah,
I didn't wear the brace for like a couple of weeks, and I'm like, man, I ain't had no issues with my feet. It's like it's cool, but when I go and play golf, I put it on. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go that route, bro. I'm not about to like just drop an extra. You talking about dropping an extra 600? Well, not even that. It's gonna be more than that once you got to pay for you had to pay your co-pays and all of this stuff like this. But I'm like, man, just to check out a foot and for you to tell me that I got flat
yeah,
feet, I'm like, wow, adulting, pretty much.
yeah. You probably can just try some. Yeah, right. You
Hmm.
probably can just try some just regular what do you call it? Inserts or insoles
Right.
for your shoes.
That's exactly what I'll be doing.
Yeah,
That's exactly
yeah,
what I'll be
yeah. But I was just thinking about I was thinking about when you were saying about just the responsibility when being an adult. It's like I'll take it to a deeper level with me myself. See, I don't even your level of responsibility is different because you have kids, and I
true.
don't even have a child, so I still have a little freedom. So it's like once a child come into play, it's like that's a whole nother level of responsibility there. Like when I can get up and move, go when I want to, but one day that's gonna stop, and that's a whole nother level of responsibility.
100%, bro. It's a level that uh, you're not gonna fully understand it until you have to go through it. That's the best way I can put it. Because I can tell you, but you're not gonna
Yeah.
feel it until you actually have to go through it. And when you like want to get up and go somewhere, now you got to make a decision. Like, oh man, I forgot. Like, I can't just like up and go. Like right now, if you feel like doing something, like, hey JD, I'm gonna holler at you later, man. I'm gonna, nah, I can't do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, that's where it
Yeah,
comes down
man.
to.
Yeah, that's gonna be a transition there, man. Yeah, yeah, that's a transition.
It's a beautiful thing though, but
Um,
it is. It will hit you with that reality check like very quick, very quick. Uh, um, I was gonna say not even really the transition though, man.
yeah.
But just another thing thinking about like those childhood memories too is because you mentioned music, right? And for me, when I think about music, I just think about the way I used to consume it. So like I remember the days of like having
Hmm.
a portable CD player, bro. Like, and that was everything. You got the right portable CD
Yeah.
player because we all went through like a couple of them. But when you got the right one and the one
Yeah.
that like that was small enough to like really fit in the pocket and you can kind of move around. Because I remember my first joint was like chunky, bro. Like I had like I couldn't I couldn't move around like I wanted to. And I got that one that like wouldn't skip when every time somebody bump into you, it was like it had that anti-skip technology in it where you can kind of move
Yeah.
around like that. Those were the days, bro. Be on the back of the bus, don't even have to worry about hitting a bump and your CD skipping.
Yeah, that's funny. CDs, man. That's crazy. Everything is streamed now. CDs, they're so obsolete. Um, but it's just the changing in time. Oh yeah, bro. I still remember that I still remember that Mess Jam sport book bag, man,
Oh
in
yeah,
high school.
let me go through here real quick. This might be for the Patreon audience too. We don't know if we're gonna let this one go. Let's see. Obviously, if I can find something in here that like exclusive to really let you know how things were going in high school. Oh, shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony. I got some Bone Thugs and Harmony in here. This was my when I was a huge Bone fan. All my Bone Thugs and Harmony stuff, right? I don't know if y'all can tell. That's like Art of War, World War I, all of that. They just had the verses. I'm trying to find one for you though, Corey. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna get to it.
Bro, you the CD king, man.
Uh, for those that don't know, quick story, man. I was your CD plug in high school.
Bro, you were the plug. Bro, you were the plug before the plug, man.
I was definitely your CD plug, bro. I had anything you needed. My two hottest commodities were T.I. Up Serious and Young Thug. I mean Young Turk, Young and Thuggin'.
You had record sales for those.
No, can you see that?
It's on the ride too. Yep, it's
This
on the
right
ride
here.
to volume one.
This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is my first mixtape that I had in high school. I used to sell these right here. Something to Ride to Volume 1. This actually is Volume 2 that I got in my hand, but I used to
Oh,
sell these mixtapes in high school for like, I don't know, maybe like $7. I used to sell CDs for 5, but my mixtapes I would sell for like $7 or $10. And I had a little cover and everything put on there on my little 2 to 4X burner. It used to take me 30 minutes to burn a CD, bro.
be up all night.
Up all night, had to fulfill them orders, man. This CD
Do
book
you
here,
even
bro.
remember what's? Do you even remember what's on that? Something to ride to? What songs?
Man, don't get me the line, bro. Maybe maybe one. I do remember one. I think it was like you remember like the Fubu had a song like Fatty Girl. You remember that? I think that was on there. It was like the Fubu. It was like LL Cool J was on there. It was like a Fubu song. That's one I do remember on there.
If I hear it, I might remember.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna have
might
to pull that
remember
up
it.
and see exact because I had the track list somewhere, but I lost the cover, and I also had a R&B mixtape too, something to make love to, Volume 1 and 2. I had them joints, man.
My boy was the plug.
Yeah, I got. I'm gonna listen to that too, bro. I'm gonna write out. I'm gonna listen to it and I'm gonna write out the track list. That might be something we'll put up on the Patreon too, right? I'm gonna listen to the album and write out the track list and let y'all know what was on there. I might even burn that joint. Oh no, I can't do that. That's copyright infringement. I don't know if I can do that. But I'll put the track list. I'll put the track list in our Patreon account, man, so you can see what was on that mixtape back in the day. That was good times though. That was definitely good times.
But yeah, so I'm trying to think about some, bro. Like one thing for sure, does it even seem like Christmas to you? Like, does it seem like Christmas season to you right now?
Yes and no. Yes, because I have kids,
Or something? It may be right. There you go. Yeah, yeah.
but outside of that, no. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like I'm getting ready to have Christmas or anything like that. Like it definitely don't feel like that for me. Like it's on some. It's almost like on some like how can I say it? I don't know. It just feels weird, bro. Like it legit feels like kind of like just going through the motions, if that makes sense. Like, cause
Yeah,
we started a family tradition.
yeah.
We go and cut down a Christmas tree, so we did that. We got us a tree, and we even decorated the tree, and like we got stockings up here in the studio right now over the fireplace. I got stockings, but it don't really feel like Christmas. And maybe that's a younger thing, right? Like maybe that's the thing that one of those things that we can truly say that we miss because I vividly remember having a hard time going to sleep the day before Christmas. Like I remember that as a kid, having that like
Right, right.
you know what I mean? I remember that. So yeah, man, I wonder how how my kids feel about it right now. But for me as an adult, it's literally feels like just another day, bro. Like for real, for real.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Like, that's one thing I miss because it's like it seemed like now it's just. I mean, I don't know, and it comes with, like you say, with age. But that's one thing I miss. Like, around Christmas time, you looking through the I think it was J.C. Penney may had the toy catalog, or somebody
Oh yeah, yeah,
had a
yeah, yeah.
toy catalog, and you looking at all the toys and stuff. Um, but it just, as you get older, things start to change. But as you said, if you have kids, it might be a little different. It might be a little different feel.
Yeah, no, I think that definitely makes a difference having kids because they get you kind of live vicariously through them, so to speak, with that joy that they see, like having a fun time, like decorating a tree and just the joy of being able to open up gifts. Because as an adult, bro, like you might get a gift. You know what I mean? Like you might get a gift, and if you do get one, it's like, I mean, we can be honest. It's a gift that you kind of just like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? It's not really like that Dreamcast that you got for Christmas, and you know what I'm saying, or like that PlayStation that you got back in the day.
Right.
You know, and it just depends. Maybe if you have that, if you're that type of person that loves gifts and have a partner that loves giving gifts, then maybe that experience is different. But man, phew, me and my wife, bro, we be on some like, you want a gift for Christmas this year? No, I'm good. Or yeah, give me a gift card, and then like it's over with. You know what I mean? Like we ain't even really we ain't putting a lot of
Yeah.
stress into trying to find like the perfect gift or anything. Like we got other things we trying to accomplish at the moment. So
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of something else. Something else that I missed growing up. I can't really think of anything else right now. What about you?
I know what I miss: gas prices, bro.
Oh, yeah,
Bro,
bro.
gas is like gas is stupid. Like it. I don't. Okay, so here's a question. This is a good question. Like, to kind of pivot the conversation, right? Just speaking of gas, because I saw this meme that was talking about how water at Sam's Club is 25 cents, and water at Kroger might be $1, and water at um the airport might be $3. You know what I'm saying? The water at the club might be 10. Like,
Hmm.
the price of water change, and it can be the same exact bottle, right? It can be like a Deer Park water. We'll use that as an example, but the price will change depending on the venue, right? But it's the same bottle of water, but the
Hmm.
price is just different depending on the venue. And I feel like that with like gas as well, bro, because like I can see that right here on this corner, gas is 3.29. On this corner, it's 3.49. Up the street, it's 3.79. I'm like, I don't understand how gas is differentiating that much in a span of like a mile and a half down the road. Like it doesn't make sense whatsoever for gas prices to be like fluctuating the way they are. And then the flip side is like if you go to a place like Cali, they charging all the way from $5 to $6 a gallon for gas, and I'm like, how, bro? Like it just it's the same gas. I don't understand why the price is like changing from place to place. It's just such a weird thing for me, like the way that prices fluctuate like that. It just it makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm just trying to think about where I stay because it's probably about, I usually see maybe a penny or two difference. I know like on different sides of town, yeah, like I mean, if I go like I can pay like 15-20 cent more if I'm like, 20 minutes out or in a certain part of Metro Atlanta.
Like, bro, gas in
I know I
Midtown
can
is
pay
like
more.
expensive.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be more expensive than
Yeah.
if you're in the Swats or somewhere.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, yeah,
That's always been one of those things that just like super weird to me, and quite frankly, like just really unnecessary. Like it makes no sense that prices fluctuate in the way they do. Um, I will say this though, one thing that I am looking forward to, um, the crew as y'all know, like we are like really a close knit group of friends, right? But the crew, we are doing a game night coming up soon. We ain't gonna tell y'all when the game night is, for the sake of when y'all might hear this. But we got a game night coming up soon, and that's one of those things that really kind of take me back too, bro. Because like I remember us, that was like this is my spades partner by the way too. So like me and Corey, y'all can't nobody anybody that listen to this podcast, none of y'all can see us on the spades table. That's just that's law. That it is what it is. Y'all can't see us on the spades table, but that reminds me of like coming up, especially our college days, bro. Like it was nothing to break out at the party, like having like a spades game or some type of like taboo and all of that. Those type of things as an adult, I find that we have a lot of fun kind of going back to those type of childhood experiences, playing board games and having like a real life game night.
Yeah, for real, man. Definitely spades, man. It's yeah, that's the part that kind of sucked. Like after you graduate from college, like having those just random get-togethers. Now it's like
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
a plan.
You got a
You got a
plan.
plan,
Yeah,
and I don't know about you. I don't know about you, man, but this time change messed me up. I began sleeping so early. So it was
bro.
like I can't even hang, which is good because I feel like I get more sleep now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I can't hang like I used to. So if you're trying to do something, we need to make up our minds pretty early. Compared to when we stayed in the village, man, it was just like, hey, at the drop of a dime, you can just do
Go to the
whatever.
pillbox.
Um, but yeah, it wasn't a thing, trying to get up a spades game. Now it's
Yeah.
like you got a plan. See if people have kids. You might have to find a sitter. It's a lot more thinking and trying to get people together.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I will say that I'm definitely looking forward to the game night, bro. Like and hopefully we are able to get the spades game going because I don't know everybody don't be playing spades like that. So hopefully we get the game
Right,
going.
right, yeah, yeah.
We can get the game going. I do want to do a quick ask a black man before we wrap up. Let's see here. All right, this is actually a pretty good question. It says, are you a risk taker? And if so, what's your biggest risk that you've taken? Start with you, Corey.
Uh, I'm kind of. I think the older I get, um, the more risk I kind of take. I'm kind of like, I think the term is risk averse.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't. Yeah, I'm not a big risk taker, and I know that can be a gift and a curse. Um, just depends on how the dice fall. But yeah, I'm not a big risk taker. The biggest risk I've taken, hmm, hmm, I don't know. I don't know if I've taken any big risk. Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
Kind of got me stuck.
Yeah, you got to think on that. Think on that. I'm definitely a risk taker. Like I don't even have to think about it at all, bro. Like I take risks all the time. Um, and to be fair, being a risk taker, like you said, it can be a good and a bad thing, right? I can tell you for me personally, being a risk taker, the negative side of that is that you don't sit in things too long enough to sometimes like I can move away from things before I give them time to uh, mature, right? And so because I'm
Hmm.
not afraid to I'm not afraid to lose at all, so to speak, right? And I'm really speaking in terms of like business, not really like personal. I definitely don't want to lose it all personally, but like in a business sort of sense, I'm not afraid to be at the bottom because I know what the bottom looks like and I've been able to come out of that. So that doesn't scare me. So I'm able to take risks. But the problem with always being able to take risk is sometimes um, the area that you moving away from is maybe a month or two out from being the success that you've been waiting on. You know what I mean? So that's
Mm-hmm.
probably for me. I would say to answer the question, yes, I am a risk taker. The biggest risk that I've taken, I would say, is probably not working a job for like 2.5 years, maybe something like that. Just like what I'm 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Just like not worrying about where the next check gonna come from, where the next meal gonna come from. Like I've been in that situation to where it to most people it probably look like, bro, what are you doing? Like you believe in this that much that this is gonna work out for you, and so that's probably been the biggest risk. Just like going for it head first and just saying like, hey, whatever happens happens, and knowing that I'm gonna come out on the other end of it. So I'll say that's probably been the biggest risk that I've taken, and I mean so far so good. You know, we got some more risks that we're gonna take here shortly. But you know, the higher the risk, the greater the reward. So
Greater the reward.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. So um, I'm all for it, and I do think that at the older I get, I'm becoming to do more calculated risk. I'll say that, right? I'm learning, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
learning a lot of that through my wife, just like because she's the type of person where she's a calculated numbers on paper type of person where if it's not on paper, she ain't gonna really bother by it. Me, I'm the type I don't have to see nothing on paper, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll step out the door and just go, and I'll figure out everything else as I'm going along the way. So, just trying to take more calculated risks. That's the season that I'm in, if you say so. So,
Yeah.
that was a great question though. Thank you. And by the way, y'all can
What
always
I
send those.
what I
Yo, go ahead, Court.
yeah, what I can say about taking risks. Yeah, what I can say about taking risks is that yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm against taking risks. Like I'm all for it. If it's something that you have your mindset on and something you want to do, then
Right,
don't go throughout life regretting that, dang, I should have done this or done that.
right, right.
Take the chance, take the risk, and at least at the end of the day you can say you tried.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I'm all for that as well, man. Just like the worst thing that can happen. I mean, there are a lot of worse things that can happen, but for the most part, you're either going to get told a no, or it's not going to work out the way that you envision, and you can still always go back to what you were doing. I find resolve in knowing that no matter what you do, like even if it's like a situation where you feel like, man, I want to quit my job. I'm 37-year-old black man, so I can tell you that at 37 years old, a black man that's married with kids, I can't just quit my job. I have to be more calculated if I wanted to quit my job. Now, me at 25 or 22 or 23, 24, I'm like, hey, this job means nothing, bro. Like, I can go back. And honestly, at 37, it's really the same thing, too, but it's not just me, right? Like, I have other people that depend on me. So I can't just make
Hmm.
a rash decision like that without consulting, number one, my wife, and us having a conversation about making that type of decision. But, you look at your risk level, and each individual have to know how much they can risk at the end of the day, right? Like if you're somebody that's been saving up for a couple of years and you got a good job and you don't like that job, but you've been able to save up 50, 60, 70, $80,000, then like by all means, bro, that hey, take that risk and chuck the deuces. Because at the end of the day, you got enough savings to last you, depending on how good you want to live in them years without a job. You know what I mean? So if you're being strategic that
Yeah,
way,
yeah,
because some people can tell you like, shoot, man, if I had 80,000 in the bank, I can take off 4 years. Some people they might can only take off one. It just depends on your expenses and how you plan to live while you're not, working, so to speak. So, um, I'm definitely now more calculated risk, bro. Like, have a plan before you make a jump, so to speak. And it don't have to be a plan that's going to take you forever, but just have a plan. I'll put it. I'll leave it blanket statement. Just have some type of plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, man. Any final words for the pod?
Um, young people with no responsibility, enjoy yourself.
Hey, that's perfect. That's perfect. We
Be
can,
safe
yeah, be
in
safe.
freedom.
Yeah,
It's gonna sound it's gonna sound like, hey, I mean, of course we were in your position, so we understand, adults, oh, they trying to tell us this, they trying to tell us that. But when people say they're telling you from experience, they're telling you from experience. So if you don't take advantage now, when you get older, you'll realize it.
absolutely. No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Well, look, man, thank y'all for tuning in to the Black Man Think podcast. Hey, we are growing, and we want to invite y'all to join our Patreon community. That's where we go behind. We peel back the curtain. We have some great conversations there with our Black afterthoughts. We get a little deeper on some of the topics. We continue some topics over there on our Patreon. Sometimes we just have like real straight up homeboy talk where we might reminisce or we might tell some stories to get a little more personal about who we are. So if y'all really want to get to know us, we suggest y'all join our Patreon account. The link is right there in the bio. Just go and click on it and pick any level that you want, really, to be honest with you. We're giving bonus content on both levels. So that's it. Other than that, we'll see y'all next week.
The Black Men Think Podcast.